vlog for the 12th of June 2013, 2015. Back, back from LA. I did some music videos in LA, but I recorded them in my dad's cell phone. And, I don't have access to them. So there won't be any music videos from LA there. So my dad, we got to see my dad. We played a lot of music together. He was worried we're never gonna play music again. And I was going like, easy, man. We're gonna play a lot of music still. And I had to cut my beard, as you can see. I have no beard. I cut my beard to across the border. Because the old Moses thing didn't work for the border. It's too freaky, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just. It was actually easy to cross the border. It was not too bad. It was pretty smooth. I thought it was going to be like, anal probes and all that shit, but no such thing. Just smooth sailing, which I'm grateful for. It makes me wish to return to the States. My sister Sasha is in Pennsylvania. She's in Boston. Which is interesting because that's where my grandfather came from originally. My dad's health is not so good. He's big, 160 pounds. With his heart condition, well, we're all worried for him. His health. And he's always been very, very critical of my life. I guess this is right, my father. A little bit embarrassed that he couldn't invite me to have a own room or bed or something in his house, which I told him was not important. But he was very concerned about it. He was very concerned about it. LA was fine. LA was fine. LA without money is just, you're basically just enjoying the sights and the sound. I didn't get to go to the beach. I wanted to go to the beach at all costs. And the one day that it was actually pretty good, Dad asked me to stay over so I could help him with some moving books and back and forth. And so I stayed and we didn't go to the beach. And then the days that we were supposed to go, it just rained. So the beach was going to rain. But I returned to Tepoztlan, storm, and there's no internet. So I'm not surprised at that. That's just logical. Common. I hope that they burn the rain burned the modem. I hope they didn't burn it again. I hope it didn't burn again. You don't have internet. Monday I'm going to Valle de Bravo. See the families, what they're up to. That's it. That's the events that have been going on in my life this week. I watched Radio Free Admiral, John Simon record. It's actually very kind of dreamy film. And internet, which I can do about it. I guess I should probably look this after writing something. a funny thing, writing. Writing is about putting down ideas in the context of a story, a fictional story, almost always, unless you're writing a biography, it's usually a fictional story. And the purpose of it is even weirder. It's to sell the book. You write to sell a book. You don't write. I write because I have to. I feel. I guess the selfies, the blog part of it is kind of my writing right now. Because I'm speaking and it automatically records whatever I'm speaking, whatever I'm thinking. But writing is a bit like that. It's about speaking about something you're passionate about and letting it take form in your mind and become in reality with words. And it makes me think of that phrase about it first. It was the word. Well, the selfie works kind of like that. It's the word. It's getting the word out. But I guess to get the word out, you should have something worthy to tell. And in my particular life, what is worth to tell is whatever's going on. I don't know what else to tell. Political, religious, spiritual commentaries could be made. But in fact, my politics and my spirituality are about being real and being here and now. And being conscientious of whatever I'm doing. So, yeah. We can theorize about God and all those things, but in fact, it's the little things, the little everyday things that make it all real. The small little decisions you make every day to either be good or be bad, or do good or do evil. The great ideas, the great concepts, how they stay around for a long time until somebody gets around to doing it. When you look at the structure of our world, you recognize that it is not necessarily the greatest men that are on top of the power scales, but the most ruthless, the most terrible. So if you're wise, you want nothing to do with those things. You don't want to be the top dog or the leader or whatever, because that leadership necessarily involves being a ruthless son of a bitch. And it doesn't make sense to me. It's just a lot better to just be in the world, not of it, or what they say in the Bible, right? Where do you find your inspiration? How do you live your life? How do you make your life sensible or make sense? Well, in the things you do for the people you love, You try to go and you find a comfortable place to share with a few select people that you can actually share with. Keep it simple with that. I've always been a pessimist about human nature. I guess I read too much Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft as a child. But I do see a dark side in every human. And it's evident to me their lies, their evil, which is ignorance. It's just ignorance. It's just their ignorance of what is good. Occasionally, I fall prey to the basic demons: lust, gluttony, sloth. Those demons are very specific, and they always have an instant karma effect on my body and on my life. My lust demons keep me away from a good relationship, good honest relationship. My Golf demons keep you from being more productive and making more money. My gluttony demons keep me fat and unhealthy. My wrath demons alienate the people I love from me. My pride demons. Now, the pride demon is an interesting demon. That's Lucifer, and that's my guardian angel, according to some very high-level witches that I've met on the way, on the path. Now, pride as a sin is to make oneself above others. That's the hardest one to beat, obviously. That's the most insidious of the demons that I wrestle. It goes accompanied by all the others. But you know what? I think in music I can actually find these selfies are pride. These selfies that I make, this YouTube video is inspired by pride. The pride of being able to film something. But it's also an experiment, so it's a dual thing, like all things. There's a duality with selfies. But the origin of it is pride. It's nobody else is doing it, so I'll do it. And you find other people doing it, you say, that's not so special. But when you fix your head in the mirror, which is the mirror for me, because I'm looking at myself, well, the mirror is the essence of pride. The essence of pride is your image reproduced. So, Andy Warhol talked about, he said, everybody will have their 15 minutes of fame. I love that. That's so demonic. My drug use has a lot to do with pride. I want to use more drugs than anybody else. It's like I go to the extremes of the drug using. And I guess that's the reason a lot of trips don't work for me, because they're like wasted trips. When I came really, really close on the mushroom trip, in Valle de Bravo a few years ago, and I came that close to coming back, and I recognize that fact. Well, there's certain pride in that, isn't there? There's certain pride in coming back from death over and over. My deeply profound wish when I travel in those realms is to find the other, the great intelligence, the creating force, the realm where you see who it is really behind the door of perception. And well, I found all types of entities, but what I found most of all was myself. It was me staring at me, which is a really freaky, weird feeling. I recommend it for anybody. But that great loneliness of you staring at yourself at infinitum throughout life, stored in time and space, well, that's fucked. Because you want to find the other, you want to find the one that is beyond you. So you travel to the realms of the infinite realms of DMT and you see only you. You see the mirror I'm looking at right now. And it's spooky because you want to see something else. You want somebody to explain it to you. You want somebody to come and say, look, this is. But somehow you're supposed to know. You're supposed to know it. And then you come back from the trip and you realize you don't. And you keep wishing you would have met somebody that explained it all. Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or Muhammad. Yeah. Actually, there's a Shima out there. You see it? and big bulgy eyes. That's the other. Making a good boy. He would get wasted by him. If you protects the innocent, so you have to be innocent. It's protected by him. And many things but innocent. And maybe I am somehow more innocent like that. Maybe there's a great deep innocence in me. I guess there's a side of me that would like to meet that other in the female form, the form of the great love, eternal love. I'm Conley again. Just wanted to touch base with you guys, say hi from Tectolburn, Cocotitlán, Morelos, Santo Domingo, Cocotitlán, Morelos. I'm back in Mexico. Okay. Homeland Security did not vote my ass this time. Thank God. And thank you, Homeland Security. I guess you guys are doing a good job after all because you figured out I'm not the bad guy. Love you all. It's something I never say in these videos that I should say more often. I told a lot of